by excess insulin in the body. Excess insulin in the body, like carbohydrate gives us glucose, and when glucose is now converted into is blood sugar, then what is used to maybe normalize that sugar that flows in the cell is the insulin, which is stored in the pancreas. So when the cells in the body doesn't maybe accept the insulin. Hello everybody, how are you guys doing today? I hope everyone is enjoying his or her day. Well, I'm back again with another video for this channel, guys. So guys, my last video was on how to lose weight. So if you go to the description box, you're gonna see the link there. If you've not watched it, you can just click on it and watch it. Guys, show some love, okay? So then today's topic, as you all can see by the title of this video today, that many people have been receiving this question from many angles ever since I did my video on ovulation day. They're saying maybe what can actually stop ovulation. That's the question I've been getting nowadays, like what can actually stop ovulation, and what can make someone to stop ovulating, and irregular menstruation, all those things. So I've decided that on this video I'm gonna treat it. Yes, I'm gonna treat this topic, what can actually stop ovulation. Guys, I just want to share the knowledge with people, but I'm not giving you, like, after sharing it to you, any of the experiences you're getting, any of the things I've mentioned, if you're experiencing any of it, what is left for you to do is to go to the hospital and get proper check-up. I just want to educate you on the things that can actually stop your ovulation. Then you can now go to the hospital and get your normal checkup done and receive treatment, get diagnosed and receive treatment, so that the doctors will be sure that this is what is wrong with you, because you're receiving the symptoms I've mentioned. You've known that this is the thing that is happening, but they need to confirm through a test. So when the test is conducted, yes, that's when they will now treat you. But I just want to educate you so that you have a little knowledge of it, to have proper knowledge actually of what is happening with your body. So guys, before I go to this topic now, you guys already know what it is. If you've not subscribed to this channel, just click on the subscribe button and also click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video, guys, because more of these health topics are gonna be coming up. So it's not left for you to subscribe, so that you know whenever I'm treating an important topic like this. So the number one I'll be mentioning is age. Yes, age. When someone is aging, it's both the menstruation and the ovulation gonna be, let me just use that term, fluctuating. It's not gonna be steady. Yeah, it's not gonna be steady, because it's called menopause. Yeah, when you're approaching that age, maybe 40 or so, you see that your menstruation and ovulation will not be steady. It's gonna be shaky. So menopause and all this premenopause can actually make your ovulation not to come when it's supposed to. Yes, it can actually make your menstruation or your ovulation not to come when it is supposed to, or when you're expecting it. Then the next one I'll be talking about is a hormonal birth control. Hormonal birth control. You know that all this hormonal birth control contains things like estrogen and progesterone that can actually suppress ovulation. So if you're using hormonal birth controls or you're using hormonal pills, you don't have to expect your ovulation, or you don't have to expect, sometimes it affects your menstruation. It either stops or it flows bigger than it's supposed to be. So guys, this hormonal birth control can also affect your ovulation. It can also affect your menstruation. So guys, now let's for you to know if you want your ovulation to continue, if you're under any hormonal birth control, you have to remove it so that you maybe be your regular self, so your cycle will be normal. But if you did it on purpose, then why you just did it is to control birth. So if you're controlling birth, there's no need of seeing your menstruation, because you just use the hormonal birth control to control birth, and without your ovulation you can't have a baby. So it's used to control the ovulation, to suppress ovulation. Yes. So the second one, and the solution to this is, if you need your ovulation back, you just have to go remove the hormonal birth control you're using, or to remove any of the pills you're using. If you need to know what hormonal birth control is, I'll still add the link, because I've done a video on family planning methods. I'll add the link here so you know what I'm talking about more. So the next one is polycystic ovary syndrome. Polycystic ovary syndrome. This is caused by excess androgen in the body. It's a male organ. Is not a male organ. These things grow in male, but it's a little amount of it also grows in women. But when it's excess in women, it tends to cause irregular menstrual cycle, infrequent menstrual cycle, and also prolonged menstrual cycle. When you're having this polycystic ovary syndrome, now, let me break it down a little. This polycystic ovary syndrome can be caused by overweight and also by androgen. Androgen, I've told you that it's a male organ, and this androgen can be caused by excess insulin in the body. Excess insulin in the body, like carbohydrate gives us glucose, and when glucose is now converted into is blood sugar, then what is used to maybe normalize that sugar that flows in the cell is the insulin, which is stored in the pancreas. So when the cells in the body doesn't maybe accept the insulin anymore, or rejects the insulin that the body offers to it, the blood sugar tends to rise. And when the blood sugar rises, you see that the body will keep producing much and much insulin than it used to produce before, so that it will know if it's gonna normalize the blood sugar. And when the body produces this excess insulin, what is it going to cause to the body? It's going to cause this androgen. It's going to produce this androgen, excess of this androgen in the body, which it can also cause hairs in the body, all those hairs and red and so it can cause it, because it's a male hormone. Androgen is a male hormone, so it can actually cause is excess of insulin, like I've just explained. When the body rejects insulin and sugar is excess, it tends to produce much of the insulin to know if it's gonna normalize the blood sugar. And when it produces this excess insulin, it causes the androgen. So, and when you have this androgen, it tends to cause this, what we call the polycystic ovary syndrome, to your body. It's just like a ring-like stuff around the ovaries, and the ovaries, there are many ovaries, but it's not getting matured. There are many ovaries, but it tends to not get matured enough to cause ovulation. Simple endometriosis is the next one I'll be talking about now. So the endometriosis is a kind of condition whereby some tissues that are supposed to grow in the uterus, in the lining of the uterus, tends to grow outside the uterus. It tends to grow in the ovaries and also grow in the fallopian tube, which is not supposed to be. These tissues are supposed to grow in the lining of the uterus, and they are not supposed to grow in the ovaries. Neither are they supposed to grow in the fallopian tubes. But this tissue, we tend to find them growing there. It grows in fallopian tube, grows on the ovaries, and tend to block the uterus. When it starts growing, it grows bigger and causes bleeding because it breaks. Actually, the tissue tends to break, and when it breaks, it causes bleeding. Yeah, and when this tissue blocks the fallopian tube, it won't ovulate. You're not gonna ovulate because it's also growing on the ovaries. Yeah, the eggs that are supposed to get matured, it's also growing on them and growing on the uterus, on the no, not the uterus, on the fallopian tube. But it's supposed to grow on the lining of the uterus. When it's not growing there, it's growing outside of it. It grows bigger and it tends to cause bleeding. And the normal treatment for this is surgery. The lady is supposed to undergo a surgery to stop this from further escalating to other organs in the body, or to stop the bleeding. So that's why I mentioned you have to go to the hospital to get yourself checked out, to get a checkup, to know the exact one. Or if you're noticing any of the symptoms, you have to go to the hospital to confirm. Then the next one I'll be talking about now is endocrine disorder. Endocrine disorder, this is when in the body, when a particular hormone, it's a hormonal disorder actually. For example, the thyroid gland hormone, like when a hormone it's maybe overworks itself, because let me just say the whole body are the same, and when once a particular part of the body is affected, or a particular part of the hormone, like the hypothalamus that is found around the brain, maybe it's also connected to the body, the ovaries, and the womb. So when a particular part of the body is affected or overworks itself, it tends to affect the whole body, including the ovaries. Or when it's on the works, when it's not working as it used to be, then it tends to also affect some of the organs in the body, including the ovaries. That's what causes the ovaries not to ovulate. It's not necessarily that something is wrong with it, but it's because of the malfunction of one hormone in the body, or the dysfunction or anything of that, the one of the hormones in the body, they are not working properly as it used to be, or they are overworking themselves. Yeah, so when any of this thing happens, it tends to affect the ovaries. Yeah, because all the body are connected, so especially with that part of the brain, hypothalamus, so it's connected, it has something to do with the ovaries. So when anything affects it, it also affects the ovaries. So guys, that's what happens when the that causes the endocrine disorder. It's a hormonal disorder. When any hormone is affected, it tends to affect the ovaries. So guys, other things that could help, that could cause this menstruation or ovulation not to function properly, or to stop, or to be suppressed, is what we call is diabetes, or obesity. Yeah, overweight can also make the ovulation to stop functioning normally. Then we have the drugs, certain drugs that you take, drugs that contain estrogen and progestin. This estrogen and progestin is what suppresses ovulation, is a birth control pill actually. It suppresses ovulation. So when you take any drugs like this, estrogen and progestin, it tends to make the ovulation not to function normally. So certain drugs can actually make the ovulation not to function normally. Then we have weight loss. Excess weight loss can make your ovulation not to work properly. Then we also have stress. When you are stressed out, sometimes it makes your ovulation not to function properly. And we also have excessive exercise. When you exercise a lot, it tends to make your menstruation not to flow normally, nor your ovulation not to come properly. So guys, here is where I'll be wrapping it up for today. So guys, please, if you've not subscribed and you enjoyed today's topic, please look below this video. You're going to see a subscribe button. Make sure to click on the subscribe button, and also click on the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a video. So guys, see you later. And yeah, I'm coming with another banger with another video that's gonna maybe make you enjoy and also give you the health tips that you want to know, guys. So I'll be wrapping it up here. See you next time. Bye.